We're live. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the
Angel and Tina morning show. You say Tina and Angel, and I say Angel and Tina.
We had I used to have a radio show in Denver, and I had a co-host, and we would do that. We'd mix it back, depending on who was talking, on branding, on everything. And we just had to say, okay, what is the show? So we could name it and brand it and print it and everything. And it was like rock, paper, scissors, like which one is it going to be? Right. But yeah, we should probably figure that out. Who are we?
Well, it does say Angel and Tina morning show on the banner.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm the one messing it up. Is that what I'm hearing? She's like, read your own stuff, Angel. Like the coffee's been made.
and the mug has been made.
And the mug, look. I got my own little mug. Tina sent this to me. It came as a little present yesterday. I was super excited. Jay brings me into the office. He brings me the box. And he had already sliced it open for me. He says, I took the liberty of slicing it open. My nails are fragile, right?
Yes.
And I thought, oh, I bet it's brownies. Like, I don't know. I'm like,
for me. Did you see that it was for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, when I opened it up, I was like, oh, she keeps saying we need our own coffee mugs. And
Now, listen, so I need to get me one. I need to order me one and send it to myself.
You do. I can't have the only one.
Yeah.
Right? We'll need a store so that all of our hosts or all of our guests can go on and buy their coffee mugs so they have it when they come on.
This is going to be big. So, I was telling you that somebody told us to get a backdrop, right? That we need a backdrop of like the city, with the Angel and Tina morning show in the back. And we need our theme song.
We need a thing like we need like a whole shopping list. We need a whole shopping list of stuff. Yes. Well, good morning, everybody. We're so glad you're here. We know that we keep hearing there are people that are planning their day and they're starting their day around our morning show. So we are so much in gratitude.
So grateful. Yes. How exciting is that they're getting up and getting ready and listening to our show and getting up early. I'm getting up early.
I know. Good morning, Carolyn. Good morning, Carolyn. She's in Phoenix and she says, I don't get up early, but I've been getting up early to watch this show. So my shout out to you, darling. Oh, where's my phone? I don't even have my phone in front of me, so I can't even watch the comments. Even Wendy, our guest Wendy today, she was saying she's loving the tips, right?
Yeah.
That's
right. It's been so exciting. It gets you in a positive mode to start your day. You get up and do what, your routine, and then you get started on your work, but you get to listen and interact and then, garner all this new information. That's, for one, the tips have been awesome because I've been sitting too much. And I think most of us have been sitting too much, but to be able to do the exercises. And
yes, from Connie and yes.
And then, the nutrition from Brandy, and then the habits from Michelle, just the changing in your vocabulary instead of, like Brandy talked about saying
nutrition
movement instead of exercise.
Instead of diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna start saying that because
I love those words. Yep,
yeah.
Right. The quality of our language dictates the quality of our life, right? And I've gotten so many tips, and I'm now more just conscientious and aware of me sitting here all day, taking more time in my schedule, trying to put some breaks in.
Taking 30 minutes for your hubby.
I know. Jay kidnapped me the other day to give me a break, took me out of the office into the car where he had he had lunch, a little picnic lunch was packed in the car, drove around. We have a convertible and it was a beautiful day. And for 30 minutes, just drove around and
That's nice.
And I get energized. I get all these great ideas. I think we're more creative when we get, and I know this, right? But, implementing it and having those reminders has been really
when
fabulous.
you have to pivot your business the way we have been, it's almost like, because we're not having to travel. So we're not having that downtime to sit at the airport and travel and do all that stuff.
I know. Do you remember when we were traveling and we were worked less?
I feel like we did. Don't you feel like we did? Like we would travel and then, we're having time at the airport. We have time on the airplane to relax, and we have time at the hotel to relax. And now it's just 12-hour work days.
right? Right. We're teleporting, right?
Yes.
From meeting to meeting to meeting. But the downtime, right? We would have dinner, like we'd stop and eat in restaurants and we'd hang out with each other. And yeah, and somebody said to me, he's like, what's the difference? You were working 12-hour days. I said, I wasn't working, like I wasn't on my computer for that many hours of a day. So
and it's almost like, because we always sat in the back of the room, chit chatting and getting stuff done while there was other speakers on stage, so it's not like we were working the entire time.
Yeah, it's different. It's just different. It's different work. Okay, so Wendy, how's your quarantine been?
It's been good because I'm a breast cancer conqueror, and I was kind of quarantined during that whole year of chemotherapy because your immune system's down, then you're so weak you can't really you don't want to go anywhere. So and then I transitioned to doing this, and I'm a tax preparer, insurance agent. So all that stuff is still going on. So I'm staying busy. I mean, the only thing that's happening with my quarantine is I got more work with my new project, which I'm enjoying. I'm writing content. I'm finally doing Facebook Live, which I should have been doing a while back.
And I love watching you on Facebook Live. You have a very energetic spirit about you when you're on Facebook.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm loving this red.
Oh, well, thank you. And I wasn't, trying to do that. At first, I mean, I was kind of a little, not self-conscious, but, I'm a private person. I didn't want my face all out there, live face. And I got my picture everywhere.
But it's a beautiful face.
Oh, well, thank you. But it's been good because people need the information. So it's more about empowering people, and so much, going on, so many opportunities that people aren't aware of. And, everybody's wanting somebody to direct them, because you get all this misinformation and you really don't know how to go about or what's out there. So I'm just trying to help people take advantage of some opportunities to, increase their finances and tap into some of these funds that are available.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great watching you pivot and doing more Facebook Lives and getting more comfortable in front of the camera. I've had a lot of people reach out to me and they're like, Angel, how do I talk to a camera? Like that, that freaks them out almost more than standing in front of a group of people, right? Yeah. Learning this technology. Lani, how about you? How's your quarantine going?
Hi, good morning. Coming to you live from my empty treatment room. And it sounds a little sad, but it's not. It's an invitation. So hi, I'm coming from California, so I'm a bit earlier on this side. And the last few days down here in Southern California, it's been raining, which has helped the process of people staying home inside.
Yeah.
Our area, has been affected a little bit heavier than other areas of the country. So it's been interesting to see the dynamics of my friends now that I'm connecting with them a little bit more often and deeper, where they're at right now, checking in and really doing a check-in.
Okay, so what's been the most challenging part of your quarantine, Lani?
The initial challenge was having to close the doors of my hands-on work that I do with my clients in my spa. So I do facial treatments, I do body treatments, and a lot of consulting. We also do retreats for women. So the actual physical in-person in contact has been the biggest shift, and leaning into the technology of options of doing these remotely. So we did our very first retreat, which was originally going to be a full 8-hour day long retreat. And we condensed it down, but all of our facilitators came in and did their segments. And so we were able to just start with that content and realize we can really still make that impact in person, even though we don't have the physical touch, that we can still help support.
Right. It was amazing. We did our summit, right away. We came out of the gate with a summit. We had 28 speakers and did an event. Today I'm hosting my boot camp. I'm going to do it virtually for the first time, doing my virtual boot camp. So, a full workshop there. And we've got our Connect Summit. I was chatting with somebody just last night that we know a couple of people who are doing Pilates. They're doing mat Pilates, through Zoom. They've switched over, and how open and receptive people are now. They may not have been that open to trying this kind of stuff virtually. Right? I don't want to attend an event virtually. I want to be there live. It's not the same. But now we don't have a choice. And so it is making it easier for us to pivot to virtually because the audience is so much more receptive and open to it. So kudos to you. What's been your favorite part about the quarantine?
Oh, the favorite part is actually taking the space that I thought wasn't going to work for my business and create it into a space that's going to make my business thrive.
Right.
So,
You
yeah.
are definitely a business first responder, front of the wave, right? Not worrying, waiting, and wondering, but in front of the wave and making it happen. Wendy, you've been doing the same thing. You've been in front of the wave, right? What's been your favorite part about the quarantine?
Well, my favorite part is getting my content done. I kind of been not putting it off, but life gets in the way, and next thing you know, there's some fire you got to put out over there, or you want to respond to this and get this off your list. But just focusing on some content. I've been invited to participate in different summits and different
Girl,
podcasts.
listen to her. I've been invited to she is on fire. Every other day she's getting an invitation, or I'm seeing her, get PR, like on somebody else's workshop.
PR.
Else, right?
Thanks to Angel Tuccy, my PR person.
But you are, I get so excited. I get so excited for my clients when we get the emails and I'm like, you're in. They liked your pitch. Like they're so excited. You guys, I'm all calm and cool when I'm like, yeah, you're in. Like they liked it, but I'm like, I'm doing cartwheels. I'm like, they liked it.
I felt your cartwheel through the email when I got it. Like, hey, I'm in. Yeah. But that's been the best thing for me, is to be able to, focus on, responding to those requests, and then just like I said, building my content, so I'm excited about that.
What kind of content are you building?
Okay, I did my e-workbook that I am going to actually offer as a gift today. And I know I've been kind of not procrastinating, but things just wasn't right. But then after listening to everybody yesterday on your show, I did this since yesterday, listening to your show. I got my lady to do, to take one of my PowerPoints about budgeting and put it in an ebook form, because, it's important now. At first, folks say, I don't worry about budgeting. I don't, want to deal with that. But considering the economic crisis, 6.6 people just filed for unemployment this week, and people need to regroup. You're not going to have the same amount of income that you had before. And even if you do, you need to take another look at it and have a new normal, a new strategy for what's going on. So that's the kind of content. And my Facebook Live. So I'm excited about that.
How about you, Tina? What's been your favorite part?
I kind of like being quarantined because I don't have to go nowhere. I was just getting dressed this morning. I was like, I really don't have to worry about the pants and my shoes, and worrying about my pants like laying on my shoes right. And I was like, I could just put yoga pants on and just dress up my top half, and I'm good. And I'm good. But I kind of like not traveling and getting in a hotel and packing on my clothes, because it's kind of stressful for me, because I love fashion, and I'm like, I have to put on everything and then take everything off and pack it, so I know I have the whole entire outfit completed.
That's so cute.
Stressful,
I don't do that.
Yeah, I do. I do that, and my suitcase weighs 100 pounds. So I have paid some weight charges. So
me too.
I always have to have at least 2 suitcases.
When I went to San Diego and to Vegas, I was at 2 events. I think I had like 8 pairs of shoes, and then I seen Angel in Vegas, and she has this little tiny suitcase. And I was like, how do you have everything in there, and you're going to be out for 30 days? She was like, I'm just da-da-da-da. And I'm like, what? And then she looks like she has a whole wardrobe every time I see her. It's completely different.
Well, it's because I borrow clothes from everybody. I think I still have your scarves, because we didn't go to Atlanta.
My wraps.
Oh,
I don't need them now. It's the summertime.
So
you have to fly out here and see me and bring them to me.
I do need to fly out and see you. We need to do a live, right? But I had turned my daughter's room into my packing room, right? It was my, my packing room. So all my suitcases are in there, and, and I have like different things on her bed, and I'm using her dresser like for, And so, you know, now she's been home, you know, they're here and all the suitcases are like lined up. I was in there last night going, oh, that used to be my life. Like, I don't, like,
Yeah.
I don't miss the travel, but I miss like seeing people, like the,
your
the energy and the excitement part of it. So yeah. Right.
I miss that. I miss that too. But I think I'm liking doing everything virtually. And
It kind of rocks.
Yeah.
It's a lot less expensive. We don't have to fly in hotels and
I know we're paying down our credit cards,
you know, right?
Right, which is kind of nice. Or, you know, they're being so flexible on payments and interest rates and stuff right now. So we're getting ourselves out of, you know, because we spent a ton of money traveling, right? A ton of money and on Ubers and eating out and hotels, right? Yeah. So
think about how you've just made a bigger profit in the last month, if you want to look at it that way. You know, you invited in abundance of by making the shift.
Yeah.
Right. And because I'm not speaking on somebody else's stage, I don't have to share the commission.
And look at all the miles that all the points and all the miles that you know gather. So when it's time to start again, it won't cost you to fly. It won't cost you to stay in the hotel. It won't cost you to eat.
Right?
You know.
Yeah.
This
and
is where we find the gold.
This
is where we find the gold. Is where we are navigating through this.
Take
if
that
we're looking for the gold nugget,
turn it into a positive and be grateful for the things that you have.
I love it. Yes. All right. Well, let's get to learning more about our fabulous little guests. I'm going to start with you, Miss Wendy. I don't think I told you guys that before we went live, but we're going to start with Wendy. Dr. Wendy Labat, known as the Financial Healer. She's the author of Diagnosing Your Financial Health. She's improved the financial lives of individuals, families, and business owners across the U.S. by empowering them to develop specific strategies to take over their finances. She teaches you how to make your money work for you, acquire the proper protection to prevent financial ruin, build a financial legacy, create generational wealth, and become financially free to live the life you desire. Dr. Wendy, we're so excited you're here today.
I'm excited to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me. And it's important, you know, especially now, you know, people are really funny about talking about their finances, especially with someone they don't know or even in public. And, you know, when I talk to people about budgeting, the first thing they say is, I know how much I make. I know how much my expenses are. And I tell them, you don't know how much you spend. And now just with the comment you made about all the travel and the expenses related to that, you know, the tips that I give folks, I travel and I don't pay. I went right before the quarantine. I went to Indianapolis, you know, and the airport was empty. But I only paid like $5. I think it was 60 cents per way because I had points, you know, with my Southwest, you know, credit card and stuff.
Wow.
And then I got to stay in the hotel.
I've ever heard.
And then, but you have to be part of the, you know, rewards programs. And then when I went to Platinum Speaker Camp, you know, I stayed at the Marriott where everybody else was staying. I don't know where they were staying, but I was at the Marriott and I got upgraded to the suite. And I got to eat in the, you know, club room with the smoked salmon and the pastries and all that. Didn't cost me a dime, but if I had to pay for it, it would have cost me about $3,500 just for the room, but then another maybe $50 a morning or $30 to $50 for the breakfast that I had. So, you know, you have to take advantage of those kind of things. You can live large, fly large, stay in hotels large without it costing you large.
Wendy, I don't know if that's part of your program on how to take advantage of reward systems and credit cards and points and all of that. That's a webinar.
It is part of my program.
Yes. That's a webinar that I think people would want to learn about. Like that's that kind of thing that you get them in the castle.
Yeah.
Let me teach you how like to take advantage of points and travel for free.
That is part of my program, but like I said, I guess I need to rename it because it's part of my budgeting program because it's a piece of that. But that is a good hook to get folks in.
It's a hook.
Especially
that's
nowadays.
just good for all of us speakers.
Yeah. Especially nowadays. So that is, I'm going to rename it and pull it out, but you know, it's still part of the program, but I'm going to pull it out, like you said, and make it a
because we don't want to come in and learn how to budget. Like nobody, like that's that language stuff. Like, I don't want
it is that language.
But teach me how that you did that. Yeah, that's sticky.
Yeah.
That gets them in the castle, Wendy.
Yeah, it will. And like I said, it's the language thing, like you were telling me before, nobody budgeting, so, but the bottom line is I got to find the new term for that.
Yeah.
I've got a few terms.
Okay, so if our audience is listening and you want Wendy to put together a presentation, a little
How
webinar.
to travel and live large
live large.
Less expensively, with
right?
less
Without paying for it, right?
Yeah.
We'll come up with a fun, juicy title. But or if you've
Okay.
got like, what do you want our title to be? And if you'd go and attend that presentation, because that's hitting us right where we're at. That we want to learn that from somebody who's actually doing it, done it. And we hear people doing it, but well, how do I take advantage of that? So
yeah.
And you don't have to do anything different than what you're doing. Just be enrolled in those programs. Your daily routine activities will build that money and that cash back, the rewards points. So you just have to be part of it. I've had several people that I approached at different events and asked them, well, are you part of the rewards program, or are you, find that extra money or that hidden money? And they were like, no. But I said, you go to the grocery store? Yeah, but are you a member of their rewards program? It's like, no, but you better be. I saved like 60 or 70 cents, up to $1 a gallon from going to the grocery store, on gas.
One thing that I miss about being in Atlanta is the Kroger grocery store. I would always go grocery shopping and then go get my gas, because I would always get like 50 cents off the gallon.
That's for sure.
I would end up paying like $1 something for my gas, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I like this hidden money one. Like,
find the hidden money in your.
That's a good one.
Find the hidden money. I think that should be the title.
Or live large without spending money.
Yeah, living large with hidden money,
with hidden money, or something. We'll come up with.
I don't know if they'll know what hidden money. They think it's hiding it in a coffee can in the backyard or something.
Or in your mattress.
Right? Yeah, right. All right, Wendy, what else? Because right now people are freaking out about their finances, right? Their income, right? The income is lost. You said they're filing unemployment. People are filing bankruptcy. Where's the whole country is out of work practically. Most of the country, a lot of the country is out of work. So what are some things that we can be doing to just leverage or protect ourselves or ride the wave so we don't come out bankrupt?
Okay, first thing we have to do the budgeting thing, whether I don't know what we're going to call it, but being real, you gotta take a realistic look at where you are financially. Where are you? What kind of money do you have, and what kind of money are you gonna have? I'm encouraging people to take advantage of the economic stimulus by making sure your taxes are filed, because you have to have filed your 2018 or 2019 taxes in order to qualify. But now if you're a senior citizen that gets only Social Security or disability, then you don't have to do anything, because they'll take the information from the Social Security statement that you get every year. And then they'll send that money to whatever, deposit institution that you get your regular Social Security check. Now, I've had people ask me, well, what if I owe taxes and I didn't, send out that information because I didn't have to give my direct deposit information? The IRS is supposed to open a portal soon. It still's not up yet, where you can go in, that even if you didn't give the information, if your information was incorrect, or you've moved or whatever, changed banks, you should be able to go in and change that information as well as your address, but that's not up yet. But I do taxes. So one of my several of my tax clients said, well, okay, well, my money goes to you guys and then comes to my bank. So how's that going to work? And I posed that question to my bank that handles our tax revenue. And they were saying they don't know yet. So I don't know if the IRS is going to send it to them, because the IRS doesn't get our clients' banking information. They only get our bank's information, and then they distribute it to the client. So I'm not sure how that's going to work yet. But people need to, that's for individuals. Then For businesses, there are several sources. There's the Paycheck Protection Program, and that's, you apply for that through your bank. You go to your bank's URL /CARES, CARES, but you have to have a business account. You can't go and apply if you don't have a business account. And if you're in business, you need to have a business account. You can't commingle funds, you know, whether it's a pandemic or not, you need to have a separate account. Now, there's also the Economic Injury Disaster Fund or loan, which doesn't have to be paid back. I don't know why they call it a loan, because it doesn't have to be paid back, and you can get up to $10,000, and that's through the SBA. So if you go to sba.gov, let me see, I have to write it down, /funding-programs, and then look for that. And that's kind of buried in the website, but you know, when you get to it.
Wendy, say that website one more time.
It's sba.gov /funding-programs. And then there's got all kind of other words behind that, but you look for the EIDL. It's on the same page as the Paycheck Protection Program. There's two different icons, but you click on that one for the EIDL, and it's a simple process. It's not a long, drawn out application, but you can get up to $10,000 that doesn't have to be paid back. But like
I think I applied for that one. I think
okay.
And it was a quick simple process. It was easy to do. And yeah, because I think especially as a business owner, anything that you can do right now to, you know, increase your credit limits, increase your cash flow, just take advantage of, you know, flexible payments, all of that just will, again, help us to ride that wave out and be in front of it. And there are so many resources. And Wendy, if you're not following Wendy on social, no. She is every day. She is sharing tips and giving.
There's a plethora of information, right?
You are on top of it, Wendy. My husband called our bank and he was asking him about some business stuff, and the guy, he's like, "Yeah, we're not really sure. We haven't really gotten the information on that yet." And I was all fired up. I'm like, yeah. They should know. They should be actively. We shouldn't know more than he does about this. So. Yeah. Like when you're talking to people about taking control of your finances, somebody like Wendy, who is actively researching and staying ahead of the curve and finding those resources for you and doing the homework for you, like that's the kind of person you want to have on your side. Absolutely, for sure. And she's got such a sweet spirit about her.
I have a question here. How important is it to have a business account, a separate business account and checking account?
It's very important because, you know, there's a thing called commingling funds. That means you take your personal funds and mix it with your business or vice versa. To the IRS, that's a no-no. If you get audited, that could, you know, people that have businesses that pay out of their personal account for business expenses, that's a no-no, and they can eliminate or disqualify your whole business because of that. So not only is it important for those reasons, but you need to have separate, it's a different source of income. You need to structure it where your business is one thing, because just like now, if you don't have a business account, you can't apply for that PPP loan. So that's a key factor. And then, you know, you have to be able to account if your business is making money or if it's losing money, or what areas that you need to focus more money to. And then you got to pay yourself, you know, have a paycheck. You know, it's okay if you pay yourself as a self-employed, you still want to have a set amount of money that you get paid every, you know, frequent week or month or whatever, because you need to budget your personal things. It's two different sets, it's two different buckets. So you need to have two different accounts.
Absolutely. And okay, so Wendy, I know you put together your workbook, right? I know you've got some goodies for us. Tell us what we've won.
Okay, well,
what's behind door number one?
Okay, my workbook goes with my book that is about to come out eventually. But the workbook is entitled Budgeting, which I know that's a bad, dirty word, but for this time, I need to slap you in the face with the word budgeting, because you gotta focus on it. It's time, you know, whether you like it or not, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
We're gonna have to put our big girl panties on
Yeah, big girl
and
panties.
budget.
Like Patty said. Yeah.
Big girl panties.
I don't have any big girl here. Big girl panties. And then it's called Budgeting, Diagnosing Your Financial Health. And if you go to if you dial 770-796-4944 and put in the word tool, TOOL, then you can download a copy of my workbook. Not only
say that number one more time.
Okay, 770-796-4944 and enter the word tool, TOOL. And you can download a complimentary copy of that workbook. And after you finish it or while you're working on it, you can also schedule a 20-minute complimentary strategy session to kind of help answer any questions you have about your situation. And then, we can get you on a strategy to help you move forward during this time and see where you want to go and what changes you need to make.
And then Wendy, where can everybody see you at? What are your social media platforms?
Okay, social media, I've got Wendy Labat on Facebook, Wendy Labat, Dr. Wendy Labat, and the Financial Cures. Those are my 3 on Facebook. On Instagram is dr.wendy, Wendy.Labat, Labat. On LinkedIn, I think it's just Dr. Wendy Labat. So those are the main ones. I'm not on Twitter and Pinterest. I'm not really on that either.
Are you doing TikTok?
No, I'm not. I haven't.
TikTok. I haven't jumped the TikTok bandwagon yet.
I'm barely doing what I'm doing. I'm old school, so I'm trying to catch up. So I'm barely getting, these going. So
MySpace anymore.
Yeah, I know that's right. So that's how you can reach me.
I just
Thank
Googled you,
so
Wendy.
much, Wendy. You are amazing. You had such great information. I know all of our listeners are going to just eat this up because we need to get slapped in the face with that word budget.
Got to go there. I'll slack up once everything settles down, but for now, slap in the face with budget.
I love it. I love it. I just Googled you, Wendy. I just typed in just to see what would come up. Right. And your Success Profiles magazine cover is on there, your LinkedIn profile, the marquee who's who name's Dr. Wendy Labat. Dr. Wendy Labat works for a nonprofit providing financial healing, offering free, like you are all over the Google.
I guess I have to Google myself and see what's up there. Don't you just love
her saying the Google?
Okay. Thank you, Angel. I'll have to look at that and kind of, take advantage of those posts. Yeah.
Wendy, now I heard that you are coming out in a magazine.
I am. It's the Lemonade Stand is the book, which I'm going to co-author it with Michelle Faust. Is going to be the book 2. And then the Lemonade Legend magazine is coming out, I guess, real soon. So I'm going to be on the cover along with Angel and Michelle. And then we're going to have, articles written about us within the magazine. So I'm excited about it.
Ooh, big time.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to step up there.
She is the big time cover girl on. Yeah. This will be her second cover of a magazine. Right. And getting her brand out there, getting featured and being invited. So if you're looking for somebody to come and talk to your group, but take advantage of her program and her offer that she's given today, because all of our guests are given such juicy good stuff to you to get through this quarantine, to ride that wave, to be in front of the wave. I wrote the number down, 770-796-4944, 770-796-4944. So Wendy, thank you.
Text the word tool.
Tool. Yeah, TOOL.
Right. I love it. All right. Well, let's get to know our second guest today, Lani Visconti. I didn't ask you before, right?
Yeah.
Lani Visconti. I should have done that before we went on. I was just so excited. She's going to help us discover our personal power with self-care. She's a dynamic, uplifting, and content-rich speaker whose passion and dedication to helping others is far more than skin deep. Her philosophy is that authentic beauty and the capacity for happiness and balance exists in all of us, and that our skin, our mind, and the cultivation of vibrant health will help us to embrace that. She is Lani Healthcare Leadership has served her community for over 25 years as a registered nurse, licensed esthetician, self-care life mastery coach. She holds certification. She's a member of the Association of Skincare Professionals. She helps women claim their optimal life and create long-term success using self-care as the foundation to build their empire and their community. Lani, thanks so much for being with us.
Hi, good morning. Thank you.
I'm
Thank
super
you.
excited to
Self-care
talk
is
about
so
self-care.
important. What do you do? What is your advice for all of us who are? Yesterday we talked about wives and moms who don't take enough time for themselves, and we always put everybody ahead of us. Certain people more than others.
Yeah. Here's a pyramid of I saw all your nails are still looking really fine, but I use my hands a lot. So, and washing and keeping them nice and clean. This is our first line of defense, is our skin, right? But even further down is our platform of self-care. And yes, I've been listening to your shows and listening to our bigger struggle of finding the time. And that's the key word of the finding the time for the self-care. But self-care is the foundation for everything. For our success, for our family's needs. And when we put ourselves last, it's like trying to build an empire on foundation of quicksand. It's on quicksand. And if we're trying to build a business and we're not focusing on our self-care, we're trying to build that empire on quicksand. Long-term success in our life, no matter what avenue that we're looking at it, even our mental health, our physical health, our relationship health, our financial health, all of that. Self-care comes in many different forms. So it's not just about coming in for the massage or the facial and the body work and the skincare. It's a piece. It's a piece. And what I do is I help women open up the keys to all of the different segments of self-care so that they can thrive and succeed. And it's getting quiet and learning about that and letting the ideas and inspiration come in that helps catapult to that next level.
So what are some things, because we're not going and getting massages, we're not going and getting our nails done, we're not going to, and sitting and getting our feet soaking in a pedicure bath, right? We're at home kind of, going in the kitchen, going, I can like mix up some salt with some honey, I can create a little scrub, right? Like what are some things that we should be doing or could be doing even better while we're quarantining?
Exactly. Because we have some different segments of time on our hands. We're looking for something that's easy and reliable and that's going to work. And a lot of times we don't even know what we need. So the first thing is that I would recommend is looking at 5 different levels of self-care. We're looking for the scrub, we're looking for that ingredient, but starting with, okay, what is it that my challenge is? And reaching out and asking for help with that. So having a resource that I connect with folks and ask them what's going on with you. We look a lot deeper than just the skin and work with the outside and the inside at the same time. That's my philosophy. So when you're saying, what can we be doing? We're struggling with this, that, and the other, is again, finding out what is the disconnect. And that's where I come in. So I help piecing together where we're lacking and customizing that. So it's not just a one size. It's just not a one size.
What are you doing right now for self-care?
What am I doing right now for self-care?
Yeah.
Well, I have a routine, and I think that's something first we start off with is keeping on a routine. So I do my skincare in the morning and in the evening. I do my supplements in the morning and the evening, and I have a schedule of how much water that I'm drinking. I actually had to learn how to get hydrated. I know we're sitting in our homes, we're on our computers, we're very focused, or we're at a job and we're running and we're moving. First thing I would say right now is we need to be as hydrated as possible. We need to bathe ourselves in water. It's one of our first lines of keeping our skin intact, which in this particular phase of health challenge that we're going through in our country is not really understanding our skin's role in protecting us and in our immune system. So cleansing your skin with the right
hydration is key, right? And our bodies are made up mostly of water, and and I think a lot of times there's a lot of symptoms, like, and I'm a big into water. Like the kids are like, I don't, I'm hungry, or I've got a headache, or I've got this. I'm like, drink some water.
You're thirsty. You're
probably
thirsty.
dehydrated. And if we do, like, I mean, it's just, we're like one glass away of, dehydration in many cases. How much water are you drinking, Lani?
I drink upwards of a gallon a day, and that is it seems like a lot, and it is a pretty hefty amount. It seems like a hefty amount, and it's not something that I learned how to do overnight, because I would not drink up until later. I'd be up all night peeing. So, what I would do is setting an alarm on my phone. We've got lots of iPhones, and every hour, every charge, it's my reminder, and you can just mark your bottle that you're using. And I just would refill that. And
does this count?
Coffee and tea.
With water.
It's hydrating, but that doesn't count as your water intake.
Lani, do you have any home recipes that we can put together, for a face mask or for a foot soak? Anything that we all have, like that would be in our pantry? Do you have any good?
See, this is where yes and no.
Yes.
So there's yes and no, because there's some things that we can be using at home, and I'm just really very focused on ingredients.
Yeah.
So coconut oil has been a real interesting phase for us. And there's definitely places where I think coconut oil would benefit us on our skin. One place I don't benefit it is on our face. And so, but I love coconut oil. It really is very hydrating for my feet and my hands. I love that. But straight up essential oils we need to be careful with too. So, yeah.
And then, so what about like a foot soak or something that we can do at home, because we can't get out there?
Absolutely. So Epsom salts serve an amazing purpose. So this is something that you can be getting at your local store, your grocery store, online, or your drugstore. They're used a lot of times for soaking, for pains, for detoxing, okay? And adding a little lavender into your bath. This is a really nice self-care thing that we can be doing right now to decrease stress, which will boost our immune system, is having a nice foot soak or a nice warm soaking bath, and add the essential oils. The Epsom salts are wonderful. Realizing that that's made with magnesium sulfate, which is also very good for balancing your electrolytes. So if you're sick and you've had a high fever and you're dehydrated, you can add a little bit of magnesium sulfate to your water along with some pink Himalayan salt. And you can have like a Gatorade effect where you're keeping your electrolytes balanced. So you can have your relaxing soak bath detox, but also keep your electrolytes balanced in the event that you're getting dehydrated if you're getting sick. So I love that. I've got a lot of tips like that. And the thing is that everyone's needs are so different. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my free offer now, just so that track. That right now, normally, I have my hour-long virtual consults for skin, body, the supplements, what will get you balanced. I'm offering, it's an all about you check-in, which is a free 15-minute one-on-one. Tell me what's going on with you, and I will help you begin to put together something that you can do right now for your self-care to get you back on the right trajectory. And that is my gift to you. So you can go to my website, which is Skin Solutions by Lani, which is Lani, and you can click on schedule and book an appointment, and there's a free check-in, and it'll be done by Zoom or phone call, whatever is more comfortable, because we're all differently navigating technology right now. And it's all about you. Check in, what's happening with you wherever you are in this world, and how can I support you and help you just feel better right now, whether we're looking at a skin problem that's going on, if we've got some financial issue that we're dealing with, because I have other opportunities for my clients to earn money and commissions on products that they're already using. So that's another stream of revenue and stress that we can relieve. So it's just a check-in, 15 minutes, and you can click on that schedule now. And it's really nice. We can actually see each other and talk.
SkinSolutionsByLani.com. Go in there and make your 15-minute appointment. I know Angela and I are huge bubble bath takers. And I know we have had this discussion because even in the hotels, we're like, is there a big bathtub?
I do. I love taking baths, and I love taking baths even in a hotel. I get really disappointed when I get a room that doesn't have a great big bathtub. And
my last hotel in Vegas, there was no bathtub, and I was like,
right?
There's usually like a huge bathtub, especially like at the Hard Rock, you know?
Yep. Yeah, I know. I love those big bathtubs, and when they have a robe and the slippers, and
you know, so we can just recreate a spa experience in our home, getting into our tub, lighting on our candles, putting on some ambient music. That'll actually really help facilitate, you know, some relationship intimacy time. I think it's really important. We look at all time, if you have that, you know, or bring your cat in, I don't know, but and then, you know, I do put together customized kits for skincare, so we can put together your facial at home, and that way you can stay on track.
I love that. I love that.
And I think right now too, like women, I think, you know, we are feeling very self-conscious, right? We haven't gotten our hair cut, you know, if we're, you know, if it needs colored, we haven't gotten our lashes, we haven't gotten a massage, our facial, like all of this, right? Yeah. So we're feeling very self-conscious, and, you know, kind of going back to au naturel. And so anything that we can do, I think, really to help us to kind of just remind ourselves how, you know, of our femininity and our, you know, our inner beauty, and to, you know, just to get back to just being comfortable in our own skin, right? I think that's a big piece right now, being comfortable in our own skin. And I think I don't really want to see that person, right? Every time I look in the mirror, I feel like the older I get, every now and then I look in the mirror and my mom is in there.
What happened to these? I have wrinkles that I've never had there before.
Right?
Well, you know, it's funny, Tina, you were talking about how we're all wearing our tops and we're doing our hair, and on the bottom we've got our elastic pajamas, and and the interesting thing is, one of the things I do in my spa is I actually do body sculpting treatments. So people can't come in and actually have this body sculpting treatments, and they're already booked out for May when we're back in here, because everyone's like, what am I going to do just to keep in shape? And it's wonderful that we've had, you know, some of my friends have logged in and they're broadcasting their Zumba and their yoga and diet, nutrition type tips. And here's a secret tip. You do want to go to my website, because I just launched a skinny chocolate.
Ooh.
Fat burning chocolate.
So
to help you through this time.
I told Jay last night, I'm like, we need some candy bars in this house. Like, we're like, so that's a bad. I never say that, but I'm like, I need some candy bars, chocolate bars.
And your kids are cooking brownies and cakes and donuts and all types of stuff.
We made a cake the other night for Michael's half birthday. We celebrated Michael's half birthday. When was the last time you girls put on pants that didn't have an elastic waistband?
I used it, made my mask.
I don't even remember when the last time I did.
I think I did about a week ago, but you know, it wasn't comfortable for a while. As long as I was walking, it was fine. But when I sat down, I probably could have put somebody's eye out with a button. So right now I've got on some leggings, and they're, you know, elastic and flexible.
Yes, I do. I have my yoga pants on. I'm digging the yoga pants, like wearing them on a daily.
Yeah, so I've been wearing my yoga pants. I had on a pair of baggy sweats the other day, and Jay's walking behind me. He says, I don't like those because they're so baggy on my butt. It's like, yeah, I don't like those.
Can you put something else on? I give you a nice thing to watch in the back. Can you give me something else to watch in the back? I need eye candy too.
Oh my gosh, this is so
awesome.
Fun. All right, so Lani, this is fabulous. This was really helpful, right? Just to thinking about, like, just to putting ourselves first, and
absolutely.
And the water thing is huge, right? The water thing, taking care of our skin, right? Supplements. Is there a supplement?
I'm gonna try to do the gallon thing. I'm gonna probably be peeing like every 15 minutes, but
that's the thing. Like,
okay, you want to flush your body. You want to get all those toxins out.
Absolutely. You know, you were just asking about supplements. There's, like I said, there's a variety of things that I can support people with, but here's a couple of tips, right? And we did the water to stay hydrated. Number 2, I am a huge proponent of probiotics, and not all probiotics are made the same. Sure. But what I help people do is connect the dots between your digestive tract health and the rest of your body. We've got a mind-gut connection, but we've got a lot of skin problems that are attributed to digestive tract inflammation. We've got a lot of autoimmune diseases that are attributed to digestive tract inflammation. What we're eating and what we're putting in and on our bodies can be triggering some reactions with us that are keeping us from being our healthiest selves. And so by resetting and recalibrating our digestive tract, probiotics do come into play in a very, very good way. So probiotics, if you are not into CBD, or you are, absolutely, it's time to really dial in. And I'm seeing people with sleep problems, anxiety problems, pain, are all becoming more relieved with some more of our natural. Again, I'm all on the holistic realm, even though I did 25 years as on the medical model as a registered nurse. I really understand the science behind recalibrating our cells and the holistic side of using what's been provided as a natural resource in the form of foods and herbs that can also help us. So we're waiting for a vaccine. We're waiting for some medication tests to work. And in the meantime, what can we be doing to boost our health, our immunity, and our finances? Because that's going to be really our biggest defense and biggest strategy to overcome what has kind of suppressed us from our health and our wealth right now.
You are right. Like and I think even when you think about some of the guests we've had here this week, Tina, we're talking about health, we're talking about finances, like growing your business and taking care of you, like the two biggest factors.
A lot of daily habits, you know, and you're going to either be progressive and, you know, be on top of your game after this 60 days or 90 days, or you're going to be stuck at the same spot that you're already at, right? So it's your choice. You can either take care of yourself, encourage yourself, and educate yourself, and pivot and do whatever you need to do.
Absolutely.
Or
so
you can sit there and binge watch Netflix.
And we can have a few binge days too. I think we have to also remember that part of our self-care is to allow ourselves to go in that route a little bit and not beat ourselves up because we're not in front of the computer and we're not working. We're not trying to figure out how to make the money. And I haven't filled out that form for that grant and I'm really behind. It's okay to disconnect. Right. So take advantage of those 15 minutes and talk with me about if it's your skin, if it's your body, if you're looking for another source of revenue, because Wendy made some really good points. We've got resources available to us, but we also need to look at other streams of revenue. And that is what saved me and is thriving my businesses, even though I'm not working hands-on. I'm now working with a lot of estheticians and personal trainers and bodywork and wellness practitioners to help grow their business online with my other business. So we have several things going on and there's a lot of opportunity out there right now. And we've got a lot of people out here on the radio shows and on the internet here willing to provide some free time because time is the most valuable resource we have right now too.
Awesome. I love that.
Wendy,
what is your
let Wendy was trying to say something. So let's let her say that.
Okay, just quick. People are beginning to realize that their health is their wealth, because if you don't have good health, you're not going to be able to do anything. And then people are realizing that, so they're going to want to, you know, look at sources, you know, like what Lani's offering, so to make sure that they're healthy and they get out of this healthy and they can do some other things. So, you know, health is becoming a priority for folks, and, you know, they're seeing that it's tied to their wealth. So that's the point I wanted to make.
All right, Wendy, give your free offer again.
Okay, my free offer is my workbook, budgeting, diagnosing your financial health. Dial 770-796-4944 and text the word TOOL, TOOL.
I love it.
I'm going to do that today. Lani, what is your opt-in again, one more time?
Thank you so much for bringing this to everyone. I really am very grateful to be on here. If you would like to get your free check-in, because it's all about you, that's what it's called, all about you check-in, go to Skin Solutions by Lani, spelled L-A-N-I. You can find me on Facebook and send me a direct message there. We can either Zoom or have a phone call. Let's check in. I want to know how you're doing and how I can support you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Angel, we have a couple of things that we have going on. You have your Media Mastery Bootcamp today at 1:30 Eastern. So if you guys want to get involved in that, it's $97, right?
It is.
I know I'm going to be there with
right?
my
It is.
tablet ready to take notes.
Better be ready. Yeah, we're doing, it's our Media Mastery Boot Camp. So it's a 4-hour workshop to put together your entire media strategy for the year. We typically charge $1,000 for this, and it's today. What time is it? 1:30?
1:30 Eastern
time.
So can I just tell you something? When I went to that boot camp in Orlando, not only did we have so much fun because because we always go VIP everywhere we go. We went to Epcot, we had a great time, but I learned so much stuff. I got my book to become the #1 bestseller on Amazon because of the strategies you taught me. I have been on probably 20 podcasts in the last month and a half from strategies that you taught me. I have been on summits from strategies that you taught me. I have my press release going out every 30th of the month because my birthday is December 30th. So if you need, right now is the media thing, you have to get on here. That Media Mastery Bootcamp is today. Tuesday is our summit, our Connect Virtual Summit 2. And we have 8 speakers in, 4.5 hours, 5 hours?
There's 12 speakers, darling.
We keep adding more and more.
Yeah, a couple people snuck in, like Sharon's bringing, and she's sharing her time with Daniel Bissonette, right? So we have you. I think there's 12 speakers for the Connect Summit. Everything about connecting with your health, your finances, your automating. It is, and it's a super fun, super interactive and engaging summit, and it's free to attend on Tuesday, April 14th from 4 till 10 p.m. Eastern time.
And we're having a cocktail hour afterwards, and you'll be able to drink your Angel Tina Teeny that we had made. So not only do we have our own talk show, we have our own drink.
We do. We have our own cocktail, and now we have our own mugs. We're gonna have to make these available. We're gonna have to get
available
these mugs
for purchase.
Yeah.
And we just need
I think that would be fun. So, and we still need a theme song.
So
but we are here every
there and would like to be part of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Send us your information because we need a theme song.
We do. And we kick it off every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. So we're just about ending our first week. We've had the most amazing guests. Everybody has been so giving with their their with their time, with their tips,
tomorrow
and all of their treasures.
We have Courtney Epps on tomorrow and Lauren Turton. We have
that'll be a dynamite.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of energy and stuff there. Thank you so much for quarantining with us, ladies. Wendy, Lani, I hope you had a blast with us.
I did, yeah.
Thank you. All right, you guys, go and make it a bright, bright day. Thanks for starting your day with Angel and Tina on your morning talk show.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.